Good morning, everyone. My name is Paula Rueda. I'm currently a student in Construction Engineering Management, planning to graduate in May 2025. Today, I'm going to talk to you about my experience last summer, 2022, working for Swinerton in San Francisco, as well as some of the things I learned in my journey. I worked as a project engineer intern in the Bay Area, working in 531 Bryant Street, which is a construction of a 6-story office building. This building will count with 50,000 square feet. Indoor and outdoor wellness amenities, retail level dining, bike rooms, showers, and a ground patio, manicure rooftop gardens, and an office terrace with panoramic views. This is a special office development as it was designed to relate to the industrial history of the area and at the same time be appropriate and cohesive with the neighborhood structures. To give you a little bit of background, I had the privilege to work on this job since the first day of demolition, until they were drilling for the next construction. One of my first responsibilities on the job site was to take care of the safety paperwork from the subcontractors. No one can step into the site without signing a waiver and going through a site-specific safety program. I had to keep track of who could be in and in what machineries they could use, what personnel had gone through the different types of OSHA programs, and what were each company's specific plans in case of an emergency. At this point, I had learned how essential it was to develop organizational skills, especially when dealing with such a delicate thing as the crew's safety. My PE was fast to highlight how safety were priorities regarding construction. Every time I stepped into the site, I had to make sure everyone was wearing their PE. It was weird telling grown men to make sure they had to use safety glasses or gloves when they needed to, considering they were twice my age and had twice my experience or even more. This was one of the lessons I learned. When it comes to telling people, especially grown men, what to do, I had to be calm, respectful, and most important, sure of myself. I had the opportunity to participate on scheduled updates of the EMPF check-ins, which gave me a broad idea of how important it was to keep track of every little detail, as at the end, they all intertwined. One of my biggest responsibilities during my internship was to monitor 13 cracks that the building next to us had. As we were using heavy machinery, the vibrations caused by our demolition could cause these cracks to expand. I was in charge of making weekly reports and sending them to a specialist to make sure we were keeping track and everything was alright. I learned how essential neighborhood relationships were, especially when we were talking about construction, something that I wasn't taking into account. A challenge we faced was the unexpected and undocumented footings of the old building. As we were excavating, we encountered much more debris than we expected. We believe these footings were left behind after the 1906 fire in San Francisco. My responsibility was to be on the field and document these extra pieces of concrete and brick and compare them to the ones we had budgeted. The picture behind me was the document I was working on. The red shows the extra footings. The biggest personal challenge I faced was at the beginning of my internship. As my first language is not English, I had a lot of self-doubt when it came to asking questions or sending in my work, especially my documents. Day by day, I learned how to double-check my work and change the mentality of I have to be perfect to impress them to I'm here to learn and become a better construction engineer. As soon as that happened, everything moved smoothly and I was able to impress them and myself. My greatest strength was at the final presentation at the end of my internship in front of the division managers, project engineers, superintendents, and project managers. It was a great opportunity to show my work and how much I have learned over the last couple of months. It was also my biggest challenge, as I had to make sure everything that I was talking about was accurate, specifically when I was talking about 531 Bryant. I took this opportunity as a way to showcase how during my work in the building, I have not only learned about the construction process and how to respond RFIs, how to read and send submittals, but I've also discovered how to make and see myself in my future career as in construction. I concluded that I wanted to be in the field and to have a more hand-in-hand experience for my next internships, rather than being in an office all day long. I decided I wanted to be a superintendent when I graduated. Thank you for your time. I hope you have a great day.